heard you say this many times. I've heard you say it today. I've heard you say it when I was on your farm, that the medicine, that this is medicine. And so talk a little bit about how you went from this high stress life to the Kauai farm to using the plants to start to heal your body. What is it about plants that we can use to help in the healing that we need to have from our modern rushing lifestyle?
Big question.
It is big. I know.
There's so much to the plants. At the same time, it's the simplicity, right? It goes. It's this that we're after. So it's like words like cleansing, detoxing are certainly there, but also words like life force and circulation are also part of the plant medicine. So there's no linear aspect of it. It encompasses all that Mother Nature has to offer. At the same time, it's holistic. It's oneness in its delivery. So like you're accessing all the powers of Mother Nature, the full spectrum rainbow, right? So, orange turmeric and red chili peppers and cacao, magnesium and all the different vitamins and minerals and nutrients in the ground that aren't really accessible to human beings right now. Those rare spices and herbs that created the spice wars of yesteryear and the Spice Islands and the spice, all of that. Even the Indian Tea and Spice Company, basically the birth of global capitalism was birthed on the back of herbs and spices. And so people were after this life force. And today that life force has gotten homogenized, it's gotten fertilized, it's gotten, stale, old. And so people look at herbal medicine, as I did growing up, and said, that's not going to work. That's not going to work.
Right.
Because it doesn't.
Right.
Because it doesn't.
Right.
But if you take the intention, and it's as simple as backyard gardening, certainly on Kauai, we're going to deliver another level of vitamins and minerals. It's going to be kind of, beyond the level you could do elsewhere, just given the soil and the air and the water. But in any case, freshness, intention, what you can do in your backyard gardens with herbs like mint and lemon balm, just drinking those plants every day, lavender, so many. I mean, if you look at the herbs they used in the most powerful empires in the world, whether it be Greece, the Roman Empire, India, Africa, all during those times, how were those cultures raised to have massive populations? And their medicine cabinet, thousands and thousands of years, was plant medicine, and it was fresh plant medicine, and it was plant medicine that was highly, highly sought after and honored. And so the herbs, they come into the body, the beautiful colors, and just like a beautiful river attracts beautiful birds, these beautiful herbs come into the body and they clean, an otherwise polluted self. Or if the body's clean, they'll help, resonate and magnify an already beautiful being with more colors of the rainbow. And again, beautiful vitamins and minerals.
I love this word life force, because I think it's really key to what you have created there. So would you say that when we're looking at the modern world, we're looking at the toxic food, the toxic thoughts, the toxic lifestyle, it's depleting the life force. But when we come to plants and herbs, what we're doing is we're rebuilding the life force in the body. But what I've heard you say many times, and why I think herbal medicine gets discredited, is that the life force of these plants comes from the soil. So if the soil is depleted and doesn't have enough nourishment and energy and life force in it, what they're growing out of that is going to be depleted, which is perhaps why your products work so well. And the best way that I could explain it in my own personal use is those darn black peppercorns you gave me that almost one peppercorn lit my mouth on fire. I had never tasted a peppercorn like that. So is it that herbal medicine doesn't get enough credit right now because what we have access to is a weaker energy source than what you're growing on Kauai Farm?
Yeah, no question. I mean, like I said, we talked about the spice wars before. They traveled 18 months to 2 years. Christopher Columbus would travel from, Spain to the Spice Islands and lose 100 men over a 2-year period and come back with black pepper. Why did he do that? Yeah. That's not what's on the table today.
Okay, I got to interrupt this video because I have a free guide for you so you can master fasting. It's called A Beginner's Guide to a Fasting Lifestyle. And all you've got to do is click here and you can jump right in.
He did that because he was going after life-saving medicine. If you look at the numbers, I mean, I don't really love to get into this, but it's got to be said. The spread between the money we invest in our plant medicine cabinet, true plant medicine, and what we invest in so many other industries, but let's just call it pharmaceuticals for now because it's the most relatable, is just massive, right? You're talking like here's this little, I wouldn't even call herbal medicine an industry. I wouldn't even call it it gets no money. There's no support.
Yeah.
So you have people in Vermont, you have people in New Hampshire, people in Seattle holding it down. San Francisco, outside of San Francisco, they're holding it down, the herbalism trade. Why? To take care of their families, take care of, their communities. As a culture, right? The American culture, the Western culture, our investment, we're not vested in herbal medicine. There's no investment. Yeah. So not being vested, having no knowledge of, having no experience of, is just it's such a big part, and changing that story, rewriting that story, the new narrative. That's what needs to happen. And what happens is foundationally, you've changed every molecule in your body because the alkalinity this is radical alkalinity. So yeah, when you get to pH, 7.2 and you're this beautiful spring water and you can ease and grace through life, then that's great. You can eat salads and soups and you're cruising. But before that, how do you interrupt a toxic diet? It's like, it's easy for me to rah, you got to stop eating that food. But it's like, well, you've been feeding me this food since the day you gave me the milk.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I read it out. You've been giving me this toxicity, and now you're telling me 50 years later, I got to stop?
Yes.
I'm hooked.
Yes.
So the radical alkalinity of herbal medicine comes in, and I can tell you it comes in, the genius of it comes in as softly and gently as you would like, and that's the brilliance of it. And as it comes in so gently, you can drink a half a cup, you can brew it strong, you can brew it light, you can sprinkle a little bit on your food, you can sprinkle a lot on your food. What's the worst that can happen? You detox a little more, you detox a little less. The side effects are a little headache. That's kind of the way it rolls. It's not, the side effects do not have to be told on a commercial. That's not the type of side effects they were talking about.
So well said. That was so well said.
Yeah. So in any case, that's where herbal medicine holds the key. Is it's foundational in its radical alkalinity. And that alkalinity is inevitably what's going to move the acidity in the body to a pH that is more in balance. It's more in balance with the universe and with everyday health.
I really like this idea of looking at our toxic lifestyle, whether it's physical, emotional, chemical toxins, as polluting our body. So you're now in a polluted state, which puts you more in this acidic state, which, every cancer researcher, every chronic disease comes from this acidic state. So that, I love the terminology around that, because I think we don't we don't give enough credit to the damage that toxic living can do to our health. And we don't give enough credit to the power of bringing the body back into alkalinity. So when we look at the plants on your farm, and you're dealing with a polluted body, what is our first door in? And I know you have a lot of amazing products, but how do we begin the journey from acidity, pollution to alkalinity, peace, and health within the body?
So the name of our farm is Kauai Pharmacy. We have 4 acres. We have about 20 people working on the farm. So gardeners, people crafting, so alchemists, and then people educating and doing fulfillment. We do everything from the farm. We started with the farm growing a small blend, like a blend of 5 different herbs. And it was our first product. It was called Wellness Tea. We called it Wellness Tea. And it still exists today. And it's 5 basic herbs. And, what we do is it's not revolutionary by any means. It's avant-garde relative to what's been going on the last 50 years. But, the ancients were doing this, in their backyards. So, it's happening all over America in backyards as well, which is taking herbs that they've been using all over the world: ginger, turmeric, lemongrass, tulsi. Those are the 4 basic herbs that we believe should be in your diet every single day.